Hello, everybody, and welcome to KMR Overdrive. This is kind of a new thing that we're going to try here at KMR version 2. It's kind of similar to the Speed Report. We didn't want to kind of take that name away, so we came up with our own. It's going to be the same kind of concept. We're going to just have a little talk session, if you will. We might get a couple of people to join us in the future. But in the meantime, we welcome you to the broadcast. And just wanted to let everybody know the chat is open. Feel free to chat away. We'll try and answer some questions along the way. But just kind of want to flash back to last Sunday for the qualifiers. So last Sunday we had the KMR version 2 qualifiers. Remember, the top 10 in the points before the transition already had a lock-in spot. So there were 6 qualifying races, 6 transfer spots available, 6 drivers transferred their way into the Cup Series. We want to kind of give a recap of what happened last weekend. So there were 6 races. We raced at Richmond, Indianapolis, Martinsville, Daytona, Watkins Glen, and Auto Club. So in Richmond, a KMR veteran was able to come back, had to race his way through the qualifiers. That was Slothy or Back in Black. And Stone Soda actually started on the pole, but spun out early, and Slothy was able to go the rest of the distance uncontested for the win. So he was the first transfer into the series. However, if you notice on the website, he already has point totals, but they're pretty down in the hole. Due to a recent penalty, the driver of the 2, which will be Slothy this season in the Cup Series, is going to start out with a minus 500 point penalty. So that's going to be really interesting to see if he can kind of work his way out of. KMR officials announced that if he cannot get out of that hole by the time the playoffs come around, he will be ineligible. So that means if he wins a race in the regular season, his wins will not count towards the playoffs, and he will not automatically lock in unless he can get out of the negative hole. 500 points is a lot of points to get out of, but the punishment fits the crime. So this is probably the best that we can do. Again, if he can get out of the negative, the red, he will be able to come and be eligible for the playoffs. So if he does get a win and he does manage to get out of that hole, he will be eligible for the playoffs. Also, want to have some quick breaking news. The driver of the 9, that was Pin Patrick, who won qualifying race number 2. He won at Indianapolis after Lawden hit the wall, and the Pin Patrick was able to pull away for the win. He locked himself into the series. However, there is some unfortunate news that was brought up a couple of days ago. In real life, Patrick was involved in a pretty serious car accident, and sustained some major injuries from that accident. So he is going to kind of be away for a little bit. Again, Patrick, the KMR family is thinking of you. We hope that you have a speedy recovery. His injuries appear to not be life-threatening as far as I'm concerned, as what I've been told. So again, Patrick, we wish you the best. We hope that you get have a good recovery. We hope to see you sometime this season. It is expected that the driver of the 9 will miss at least half of the season. A sub has been in place, so there is talks of a driver subbing in for Patrick. Unfortunately, these points will not go towards him, which means Patrick will receive a playoff waiver. And the playoff waiver works like this. So for a normal driver, if you win a race, you are automatically locked into the playoffs. However, to avoid your wins becoming encumbered, you must race at least 75% of the races, which is 15 out of 20 of the regular season races. With Patrick's injuries and his expected absence, he can come back at any time. And if he wins a race, he's into the playoffs. That's perfectly fine. So he is expected to miss at least half of the races. But if he comes back and is able to win a race, he will automatically qualify for the playoffs. In the playoffs, if you miss one race, your wins will go away. You will be automatically eliminated. Patrick is allowed to miss 2. So what this means is if he misses race 1, he misses race 2, those are his 2 races. He cannot miss anymore. If he misses race 1 and race 3, and maybe the round of 12, he can't miss any more races. If he misses one race in the round of 12, then he misses another race in the round of 6, that's his 2 races. He cannot miss any more races. So they do carry over round to round. So just be aware of that for kind of anybody. If you miss one race, that will carry over the entire playoffs. If you miss 15 or if you miss 5 races in the regular season, your wins won't count to the playoffs, and you'll have to try and get another win. So that is the deal with Patrick. We wish you a speedy recovery, and we are thinking of you as we get ready for the shootout races this weekend. Race number 3 was a little bit of a controversial finish. Loudon Welpdang, a Cup veteran, was able to qualify for the playoffs, or not playoffs, was able to transfer into the Cup Series. A little bit of contact with the 11 of Tresh. Those two got together with a lap car. Tresh was very unhappy following the race. However, Loudon was able to get the win. Then we go to Daytona for race number 4. Hunt was able to hold off a late charge and was able to secure that 4th spot into the Cup Series. So moving on to race 5, Stone Soda looked to be in position to win at Watkins Glen and spun out of turn 7 and hit the entrance to pit road. Then the 17 of Mars was coming out. He was running second, was able to take the lead. Looked like he was going to pull away for the finish, and he spun out off of turn 7 into the entrance to pit road. That left the 3rd place driver about 10 seconds back from these 2 leaders. Josh the Game in the 18 was able to pull away. His internet held up, and he was able to come away with that 5th transfer spot and take the checkered flag at Watkins Glen. Then we finally go to race number 6, the race that means the most. There's one race, one transfer spot. It's an 8-lap dash to the finish here at Auto Club Speedway, and it was Kid Racer getting the job done as he was able to hold off Mars, Tresh, and Voodoo as those 3 were coming in hot, and he just was able to hold them off and secure that last transfer spot. So those are the 6 transfers from last week's qualifiers. Race 1 was Back in Black, Pin Patrick, Welpdang, W. Hunt, Josh the Game, and Kid Racer all transferred into the Cup Series. And now they have a shot to lock themselves into the playoffs, get some wins throughout the regular season, and go for the KMR Version 2 Championship at Kentucky Speedway for race number 27 later in the season. So again, some of these veterans and most of these rookies join an elite group of drivers in the Cup Series for what should be a fun and exciting season. So again, that was what's happened last week for the qualifiers. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're at 5 viewers right now. Thank you guys for staying up late for this. I do apologize for the late broadcast, but it is what it is, and this hopefully won't be this late in the future because I'm extremely tired. But it is. But we are going to do it, and we're going to power through and get this broadcast in. So for those of you in the chat is open. What's up, Condor? How you doing? Woozy, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, Terrier? Patrick is in the chat. I believe that's his brother. His brother was the one who was in contact with me, so he is going to run the duels in the 500 for his brother this weekend, and then a couple of other drivers are in place to run the rest of the season. So that is the update on the qualifiers that occurred last week, and now we move into the next portion of the season. It is time for the KMR Daytona Shootout races this Sunday. Actually, today, because it's 12 o'clock, it's midnight, it's Sunday. So at 5 p.m. Eastern this evening, we go racing to kick off KMR version 2 season 1. And it's going to be a fun and exciting season. So a couple of changes. I've experimented some before, and we've come to the conclusion. So the Daytona shootout races, they were formerly known as the dash races. In real life, they're known as the dual races. These races are to set the field for the Daytona 500 next Sunday. And stick around after the broadcast for a quick little segment where we will reveal the special name for the KMR 500 next Sunday that will be in place for that race only, and a special tribute to one of the all-time greats. So stick around following this broadcast for just a quick little segment on that. But first, we're going to get to what most of you are anticipating for, the Daytona shootout races. So there are 2 races, 8 drivers in each shootout race. The list and the roster will be revealed in just a moment. They were selected via random draw. So just kind of keep in mind that it was just random. We wanted to try and mix it up so everybody had at least one teammate in each dash race, so that way it was a little bit fair, especially since this is the first time that we are doing it in the new league. So we just wanted to kind of experiment, see how things work, and if it works out, it might be implemented in the future. So again, race 1 will be for the inside, race 2 will be for the outside, and they're going to be pretty short races. They're 21 laps under the lights, times 3 fueling. So this is where the strategy is going to come into play. It's a 15 to 16 lap fuel window for these dash races. So everybody is going to have to make at least one pit stop. That is where the strategy is going to come into play. When will you make the pit stop? And that pit stop, how are drivers going to create that strategy to try and get that starting position for the dual races? There is no qualifying, so the winner of Duel 1 will start on the pole. The winner of Duel 2 will start outside the front row. We're going to load in and just go. So 21 laps, 15 to 16 laps is the fuel window, so everybody in each race is going to have to make at least one pit stop. In the past, it was just probably 26 races, not 26 races, 26 laps, and there were no pit stops. Here we're going to add, we're going to run at night, we're going to shorten the laps just a little bit, we're going to have at least one pit stop. I did a test, you can run, it is 16 laps, so that is where the fuel window comes into play. So it's going to be very interesting. Especially for the first dash, because they're going to be the first ones doing it. They're going to be the kind of test monkeys, if you will. So it's going to be really exciting to see all the strategy play out in this evening's shootout races to start and lock in the inside lane for the 500 next week. So that's kind of it for the shootout races. Now we're going to get to the shootout rosters. I know everybody is kind of curious and thinking about what shootout race they're going to start in. And again, positions for each shootout race will just determine how you load into the lobby. So usually, obviously, so you load in. We're going to get everybody for each dash into the lobby, and then we're just going to run. There's no qualifying, no set order for each dash. We're going to go. You're going to get plenty of time if you start in the back to make your way up to the front. And also plenty of time if you're up front to make a mistake and go to the back. So who knows what is going to happen. But again, these rosters are posted on the website. So please check out the official KMR version 2 website. KMRversion2.net is the link. Be sure to check it out. Check the news. Check everything that's going on. You can check the Cup Series rosters, the X Series rosters, the Truck Series potentially will start in the future. As of right now, it is still in shutdown mode. The X Series is still getting ready to fill up. So stay tuned for some news on that later on in this broadcast. But for the moment you've all been waiting for, and again, you can check this out all on the news page of the KMR version 2 website. So Dash 1 The drivers that will race for the pole position and the inside lane are these 8 drivers. Back in Black, Spheric Rope, Dunker Wiz, Pin Patrick, Chris the God, JPS, Josh the Game, and Welp Dang. Once again, Dash 1 consists of Back in Black, Spheric Rope, Dunker Wiz, Pin Patrick, Chris the God, JPS, Josh the Game, and Welp Dang. Again, all of these 2 rosters are on the website. So if you missed your name or you didn't think I called your name, please check the website. All 16 Cup drivers are in one of the 2 Dash races. So Dash 2 will be the other 8 drivers: Dale Jr., Terrier, Hunt, Wesley, Tons of Fun, Speed Bee, Beloved, and Kid Racer. So again, Dash 2 consists of Dale Jr., Terrier, Hunt, Wesley, Tons of Fun, Speed Bee, Beloved, and Kid Racer. So I know it's kind of short notice for the release of these rosters. I apologize for the inconvenience. I was at the lake this week. Beautiful lake, beautiful time that we had. It was a great little relaxing trip. So again, I apologize for the tardiness of this roster reveal, but it's out now. You guys have all day to check out it. Please spread the word that the rosters are available. They're out. You can go look at them. So again, each Dash race will consist of 21 laps. 15 to 16 laps is the fuel window, so it's going to be a fuel mileage race, and we're going to have to make at least 1 pit stop, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Dash 1 goes green at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So just be aware of that. If you are in Dash 1, please report to NASCAR Heat 4 and report to the party before 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, all KMR version 2 rules apply. Please check the rules page and get familiar with those rules. Those rules will be implemented and enforced by KMR officials and myself throughout the season, beginning with this evening's Dash races. So that's kind of where we're at for as far as the Dash races. And so again, the rosters are revealed. We're going to start at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for Dash 1, or Shootout Race 1. So Shootout Race 1 is at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Shootout Race 2 will be 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes following the conclusion of Shootout 1. So as soon as Shootout 1 is over, that 10 to 15 minute clock will begin, and drivers for Shootout Race number 2 should begin preparing, loading into the party. I'll have the drivers of Shootout Race 1 clear out of my party. I will bring in Race 2 drivers, and we will go from there, and then I will set up a lobby again for Dash 2. So again, these races probably will be broadcasted. I believe the Tons of Fun broadcast network is going to call Shootout Race 1. I believe myself is going to call Shootout Race 2. So just kind of keep in mind there probably will be a place to watch. So to keep you guys in the loop of what is going on and who is going to start where for each race. So that is kind of where we are with the Cup Series side. I'm still on Watkins Glen. I don't know why. There we go. I talked all about Daytona, and here I am looking at Watkins Glen. So Terrier said he'd be on at 4:58. Yep. There it is. There it is. I was waiting for that comment to come out. But again, that is all of the kind of news relating to shootout races. Again, if you have not given me your car number, the draft was Sunday night, and I've had a few drivers come to me with complaints about their team. Again, it is not my I do not randomly put you on a team. You are not forced to be on a team. If you wish to switch and there are spots open, you are allowed to do so. You must first contact your team owner, let them know you wish to switch. They will accept it, or they will be notified, and then you can come to me and we can discuss team options. There really aren't a lot of teams. Excuse me. There really aren't a lot of teams open right now, since Stewart Haas Racing is off limits, at least for this season. So again, if you are not happy with the team that you're on, you're not happy with the team owner, you've had some beef with this other guy on your team, that's fine. We're not going to force anybody to be on a team that they don't want to, or they know that it's not going to work for them. They're not going to have any fun racing in this league on that specific team. That's fine. Please don't secretly change your number and just show up to the races this evening in a random number. Every team and every number and every driver is documented. So please know that all these numbers are documented, so they must be confirmed by me. If you randomly switch a number that is not confirmed, or I know for a fact that you haven't confirmed that number, or you haven't requested the number, I will not let you run the number. You will have to find a different number, and you will have to pick a team. So again, check the team section. There are team owners. I believe a bunch of teams have a couple of drivers have switched, which is fine. I will grant some switches. Again, once the season comes along, I kind of will be a little bit more strict on the switches, unless it causes a serious problem, or someone comes up to me with a serious complaint, then I might let them switch. But as of right now, there are very few spots open for drivers to switch, and I don't want a team to just completely die out with only one driver, because everybody just leaves. That defeats the whole purpose of doing a draft. That defeats the whole purpose of actually having teams in this league, because honestly, we could just load in, run any car we wanted, and I just keep track of team points, and keep track of regular driver points. So again, the whole kind of team draft thing is to kind of make it feel realistic. If you were a real life NASCAR driver, and you were and Stewart Haas Racing just automatically drafted you to their team, you'd probably want to stay. If Front Row Motorsports drafted you and you wanted a shot on the Cup Series, you would most likely stay. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of trying to make it realistic. There are driver contracts that you can get. Your team owner can fire you. You can be dismissed. Team owners can hire you. You could be hired. There's all different things. But if drivers just, they get drafted to a team and then they just want to leave, and everybody comes to me with complaints saying they don't want to be on a team, it just defeats the whole purpose. It's just no fun. Because again, this whole point of the league is to make it fun. So just keep that in mind. We have had a few drivers switch, which is okay. I believe RCR is now an open team. They have one spot available. And Front Row Motorsports has, I think, 2 spots available. So just kind of keep that in mind. The team that you are drafted on, it's really only for a 1-year basis. After that, you kind of get more power on whether or not you want to stay, you want to negotiate another contract, or you want to move and switch teams. That's fine. But mainly for this season, we kind of want everybody to stay in their same spot, so that way everybody's not running around all over the place, and I can keep track of everybody, and it's not a big mess for me. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, please, if you haven't already given me your car number, please message me privately on Xbox. My gamer tag is DunkerWiz. As is everything. All my stuff is DunkerWiz. My Twitter is DunkerWiz. This is DunkerWiz. Everything's DunkerWiz. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you need to get in contact with me, please just privately message me, and also privately message me your car numbers if you haven't already. I'm missing just a couple of drivers. So if you are one of those drivers and you're watching this, please message me before your shootout race. That way we can just load in and we can just run and get these over with and move on with our day. So anyway, that is going to do it for the Cup side. Now we're going to move over to the Xfinity Series. The X Series is going to gear up this coming Saturday. Saturday night at 8 p.m. will be the X Series debut. Again, please check out the X Series website. or the X Series section on the website and see how many spots are open. I am trying to post as many people that have already confirmed that they want to race on there, so people have an idea of who wants to race. So I have an idea of how many people we have to race, and also to see how many spots are open. We were looking for 14 drivers that want to run in the X Series. It is the open sign-up league, so if you want to come in and you express interest and you want to run in the Xfinity Series, please message me privately saying you want to, and we can get you a car number, get you a team, and just get you ready to go and rocking for this coming Saturday night for the X Series debut at Daytona. So that is where we are with the X Series. Again, X Series drivers, if you have not messaged me your numbers, please do so ASAP. I need to have your numbers as soon as possible so I can get everything finalized and everything can be just ready to go for Saturday night, so I know who's driving who's driving what car, and I'm able to keep things nice and organized. So again, all Cup drivers, all Xfinity drivers, please please message me your car numbers so we can rock and roll this coming season and everything can be as smooth as possible. So again, that's kind of where we're at this season. That's kind of where we're at right now. Those are kind of some updates that we wanted to share with you. So we're going to have a quick little breakdown. Let's kind of preview the shootout races and the drivers that are in each shootout race. So let's start with shootout race number 1. The first race has a couple of veterans in the field. First off, they have, they've got veterans like Dunker Wiz. They've got Spheric Rope in there. There's just a lot of talent here in this lineup. Only 8 drivers, so that's going to leave little room for error. If I can find out where I put my sign-up page. There we go. So, there are veteran drivers in Dash 1, like Dunker Wiz. You've got Slothy. We've got Chris the God, Welp Dang, JPS. These are Spheric Rope. These are some veterans that know how to win on any track. They have wins in their careers. Back in Black and Dunker Wiz have a championship under their name, so some champions in this dash. It's going to be an exciting race to kind of see and get those champions mixed in with some of those rookies. We've got Josh the Game and Patrick, rookies that are getting used and kind of getting their feet wet just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge against those champions, but I believe that it's anybody's race to get the pole position for the 500. So again, JPS has had success before the shutdown in Cookies League with the 21. We don't know what number he will be in yet. He is one of the drivers that still has not confirmed a number. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what he can do and if he can build on that success in this 21-lap shootout race. Chris the God, a KMR pro, knows how to get it done. He knows how to get it done in the X Series. He's the defending X Series champion. He worked really well in CMR, so I think he's going to be a good competitor here in shootout race number 1 for a chance to get that pole position. So it's going to be an exciting shootout race 1. A lot of good drivers in each of these shootout races, so it's really going to be it's anybody's game. It's anybody's guess as to who's going to win. There's really no clear favorite in either shootout. So, we will just have to wait and see. That's my water. Guys, I am just talking way too much. When you talk for 30 minutes straight, it kind of gets to you. So as we move on to shootout race number 2, we've got Dale Jr., Terrier, Hunt, Wesley, Tun, Speedbee, Beloved, and Kid Racer. We've got veterans like Dale Jr., Terrier, Speedbee, and Beloved. These guys have been in here in this league for some time. Speedbee, a 2-time Daytona 500 champion, knows how to get it done at this racetrack. Going to be a little bit different, shorter race. It's going to be a big sprint to the finish line. There's only 7 other drivers with him, so it's going to be. It's just going to create some fun excitement out on the racetrack. Each of these shootout races are going to be very interesting. Gold Terrier said, "Yes, it does." I know, right? My throat is killing me. I might have to go get another water during this broadcast because I don't think I'm going to be done in the next 15 minutes. But as I was saying, Speedbee, a 2-time Daytona 500 champion, knows how to get it done at this 2.5-mile super speedway. Tons of fun. A rising star in the Truck Series, got his call up to the X Series, and then eventually got called up to the Cup Series. Wesley, a good showing last season for half, was able to win the finale at Bristol. He shows some promise as a rookie, so he could be a favorite to win this race tomorrow if he can stay out of trouble. Hunt dominated the truck race at Talladega. He knows how to get around these super speedways and these restrictor plate tracks. We've seen him. We saw him at Homestead, the final race before the shutdown, and he was looking pretty strong in that 88 car. So it's really going to be, there's just a mix. There's a mix of veterans, there's a mix of rookies, there's a mix of intermediate guys. There's all different sorts, and a big mix at each of these shootout races is going to create some exciting racing today, this evening, 5 p.m. Eastern time, right here on NASCAR Heat 4. We've got drivers like Terrier Dale Jr. Dale Jr. has those internet problems. He hopefully can keep that out of the way for 21 laps so he's able to get a good starting spot for the 500. Terrier, a veteran, knows how to get around, knows how to win at the Cup level. Been in this league a good amount of time, learned from the master himself. Cookie was on a good team in CMR, is a very fast and very aggressive competitor. He might make some daring moves in shootout race number 2 to get that second place starting spot. So again, there's a lot of different things to look at here, but the one thing that will stand out to me is not on any of these lists. It's right in front of me. It's the pit window. 21 laps. You see it on the screen. Is how many laps that each shootout race is going to be. 16 laps is the fuel distance. I guarantee no one can save 5 laps of fuel here at the Daytona International Speedway. So everybody's going to have to make at least one pit stop. The question will be, when will that pit stop come and who will come with you? It's always best to pit in groups is what I like to say. Pit in groups. And try and get that help going, coming out of pit road and staying in a draft. Just a quick reminder to everybody, you must exit pit road and stay below the yellow line all the way to the backstretch. So once you come out of pit road, stay below that yellow line, stay on the apron all the way through turns 1 and 2 until you come up on the backstretch, and it is safe to merge. Failure to do that will result in a black flag pass through. If the race is over, you will just DNF and finish last. So that is kind of that. So those are the rules. Just kind of be aware of that. For pit entry, there are no black flags in this league. You may fly down pit road in any race as fast as you can without wrecking your car. So just keep that in mind. Kind of spread out against other drivers, but you can just send it into the. But you can. Just send it into the corner, send it into pit road, and things will go okay. Get your service and then go about your business. So that is kind of where we're at. That is the plan for that. So at any KMR race, you can flat on pit road. There is no pit road speed. But at every track, you must take the apron in turns 1 and 2 all the way to the backstretch, and then you may merge safely. So that is, again, where we're at. Lawden says he's just going to send it. That's exactly what you should do. There it is. So, again, 21 laps, kind of a short race here at the 2.5-mile super speedway. 16 laps is the fuel window. Everybody's going to make a pit stop. Going to be an exciting 2 races. Going to be fun to watch. Going to be a learning experience for all of these guys, especially the new ones that haven't raced in KMR. Kind of get their feet wet just a little bit, get a taste for what this league is all about. So that is going to do it. Again, tune in. I believe we're going to do a KMR Overdrive. There's not really going to be a consistent schedule, but it will be either during the week or before each of the earlier races. So or before each race. So it definitely won't be on Sunday as this one is. This one started on Saturday, merged into Sunday. My fault. But you know, you got to get the kinks out of the way. The first one's always bad, and then the rest get better. So. Just kind of keep in mind, keep on the lookout, keep your notifications turned on when you get notified that KMR Overdrive is live. We will break down all the races. Tune in sometime this week. We're going to break down these 2 shootout races and go through the field for the Daytona 500, which brings me... since we are winding down and closing things up, this brings me to my final point. A special tribute to the man that created KMR himself. Cookie Monster Racing would not be here without the Cookie Monster. Sam Cooke has done so much for this league, and we would like to return the favor and make sure that his work is not going to go in vain and that it actually meant something to all of us. This Daytona 500 is going to be something special. There are going to be tears of joy for the driver. There are going to be tears of joy for the driver that wins the race. There are going to be tears of sadness knowing that the driver of the 27 is not going to be on the racetrack. These races this weekend are going to be the first race in KMR in the Cup Series that the man himself, the man and the creator of this league, will not be behind the wheel of that 27 machine. So it's going to be a little bit of a ghost town potentially this week and potentially next week. But Cookie, we know that you will always be with us in this league. KMR version 2 would not be here without you. It would not be here without your foundation. And we would like to repay you the favor of giving you the title name to this year's Daytona 500. So usually this 500 is called the KMR Daytona 500. We are going to change it. We're going to throw it back to the beginning, to the name that created it all, that started this league, that started what was just called Cookie's League. Informal name, and now it has become to the formal name for this league, and we would like to rename this Daytona 500 in honor of you and in honor of that name that created what we have today. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce the Cookie Monster 500 will be next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. 16 drivers are going to take to the track, and the winner is going to feel the absence of the driver of the 27, and the win is going to be a little bit different, knowing that it'll be the first 500 without Sam Cooke. So again, that is going to be the new name for the Daytona 500, at least for this season. It may stay forever, who knows, but that is going to be the name. So the Cookie Monster 500 is next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, another tribute to the man that created this league on lap 27. There's going to be a competition caution on lap 26. We're going to go 3 wide on lap 27, all the way through in support of Cookie. I will... So again, we hope that this is broadcasted. If not, if we can't get a broadcaster, I will just stream my in-car and we'll do it, and then I will give a little speech. I will say a few words, and then everybody can have a chance in the party to say a couple of words for the man that gave us this opportunity to race, gave us this opportunity to have fun. So again, we're the Cookie Monster 500, and then on lap 26, once the whole field crosses the line for lap 26, the caution is going to come out, the field will be frozen, and then we're going to go 3 wide for lap 27, the entire lap 27, in honor of the driver of 27, the Cookie Monster. So that is what we're doing. stay tuned. The All-Star race will also have something planned, but we're not going to get into that. That's way too far out for now. We'll have more details on that as we get closer to the KMR All-Star event. But as of right now, those are the new updates. Those are the updates for each series that is in place. Again, check the website for any more information. Check the schedule for the Cup Series, the schedule for the X Series. The Truck Series schedule is there. Just know that that series is still inactive. So just kind of keep that in mind as we begin a new season and a new era of KMR. So that is going to do it. We thank you for tuning in. Thanks to all the 6 viewers for tuning in. I think we were up to 9 at one point. So really thank you. Really appreciate all that you guys do and enjoy watching these, especially when it's late at night. Again, want to thank you all for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing all of the drivers this evening for the Daytona Shootout races to set the field for the Daytona 500. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome, and we can't wait to see you there. So until then, this is KMR signing off.